Cody Durden to the show. Cody, what's up,
up?
brother?
How you doing?
Doing good,
Thanks
man.
for
Hey,
joining us.
thank you for waiting, man. That was on me. BA was a little late. I put him in. He had something to say off his chest. I appreciate you waiting, Cody.
No, that's no problem, man. I had to listen to what he had to say, and he's right, man. Sean Strickland versus Brendan Allen, I think it'd be a great fight.
Yeah.
But Sean, man, I mean, that style is just crazy, man. Like, it's weird, bro. You know what I mean? But something in me just wants to Muay Thai kick that leg out from under him when he steps up every time. But probably harder said than done, huh?
Probably, but I love what you said about it too, and of course we'll get into you in a second. I think Brendan versus Sean Strickland is like money. Like that first fight was a great fight. They're just two bulls that do this. Like they both kind of go forward. They're both trying to be active and strike. They're both to me better. Tell me if I'm wrong, El. To me, they're both leading the dance than following and counter it. They both want to they want to take charge of the octagon. They want to be in charge in there.
No, I agree. I think they're both heavy, like pressure fighters.
Yeah,
I think it's fun a lot. I still would really like to see Brendan fight Marvin. If that fight ends up happening, I think that's a good time. I think Marvin's one of those like ultimate tests in the division for everybody. Like he's always hanging out in that like top 5-6.
Yeah, I agree. Right before he got hurt, we were at I think it was like a few days before, me and Marvin were sitting at dinner together up the street, and we were talking about it. Man, I mean, the guy was putting in work. He said he felt great, and then he got hurt, and so it's like I don't even know the update on that because I haven't spoke to him, haven't seen him. But
I think he's still recovering. Yeah, shoulders are tough. Yeah,
they are.
Yeah,
they are. Real quick, I'm going to jump out for a second. We got Keelan that wants to come in and talk to you so much. So I'm going to do that real quick. We got Devin Cushion at 2:30. So, Cody, we got 15, 20 minutes from you. I cannot wait to watch your fight. I know the last one kind of got pushed back in late June. Bruno Silva, he's on a 3-fight win streak. So that's a big, big win and take all that off his plate from you. So we're so excited. But I'm going to jump for a second. Keelan's jumping in. El, you can take it away with our guy, Cody, all right?
Yeah, let's start out talking about Bruno because I think this is a very interesting matchup because I don't think a lot of people know this yet because he's newer, but he's an ATT guy now as well. So you mentioned to me the other day that you guys had been training together before the fight got offered. So like just walk us through that and like how that happened.
I came down here in March. I was we trained together, and it is what it is. I didn't particularly want to fight an ATT guy. When my fight fell through for UFC 303, actually, it wasn't even my fault that it fell through. It was kind of my fault, but kind of wasn't my fault. It was a bunch of bullshit that I went through, but we got it squashed away, and then they offered me Bruno Silva for May 11th. At that point, I was back home and I wasn't even training. I didn't even know when I was going to be able to fight again. And then they offered me May 11th. I said, nah, I don't want to fight an ATT guy. Like I was just training with him. And we got the same manager, and he told Ali, he was like, look, we're not boys. We only just trained together one time. I'll fight him. And then that's when I was like, oh, really? Okay. So I told Ali, I was like, yo, let's just get it for June like I was scheduled to fight. And then they gave us July 20th. So July 20th, he gets exactly what he wants, Cody Durden at the UFC Apex.
When you come down, do you stay at the gym? Do you stay at the dorms?
Yeah. I'm in the dorms right now.
You up there right now? Nice. He does. He's moved here now, right? He doesn't stay up there too, right?
No. You can't put two dominant figures up here together, staying up here. I'm liable to do something to them in that bathroom over there if we meet in the bathroom. No
Jesus.
cameras, nobody watching.
We're cutting that up.
Man, right there. You don't have to cut anything. That's the truth. Like growing up, I was always like in trouble all the time. I had in middle school and high school, I had 80 different write-ups. I was always in trouble for fighting. And then I just felt like wrestling saved my life. I thought about things before I did it, and that side of me is long gone now. But my opponent, a lot of money on the line, kill or be killed. I take this serious. I take it very serious. You see me train, you see me show up every day, and I just don't think that's a good idea.
Fair enough. That's a very mature decision. Oh, Cody and I were talking about how much we love our dogs this morning, and you didn't get to see the puppy, so here's Caesar.
Oh, he is just the cutest thing ever.
Yeah.
Cody was talking. What kind of dog you were talking about?
I got a French bulldog. I actually love my dog so much.
I love French.
I used to, I'm a big hunter. I hunt turkey, hunt deer. I wasn't a very big animal person. And then I went to Texas to train, and I came back, and my wife had a French bulldog at home. And we kind of, as the dog's 2 years old now, and as the dog got older, it doesn't use the restroom in the house. It sits when I say sit. It actually, listens to me. I can let her outside without a leash, and as soon as I say come back, it comes back instantly. And so that made me fall in love with my dog. Like now I like animals. So
you
yeah.
were not a dog person before the Frenchie.
No, we had a dog growing up, but the dog was just like pissing all over the house, like chewing shit. I'm like, man, what the fuck do I want an animal for to do this? But then, now I got this dog. It's like, I want another one.
The second one's not going to be like that, right?
Probably not.
Not a chance. I'm actually going to try and pull up this on my computer. I'm sorry. I'm on my phone because my computer just like froze on me earlier, but I can't see anybody's comments on my phone and I can't do anything. So let me see if I can switch it over. Keelan, do you have anything for Cody while I try and switch over to my computer?
I do, and I'll try and fill the time as best as I can, I promise. Cody, what's up, man? It's really nice to meet you.
My man, how are you?
I am very good, my friend. It's like I said, it's great to have you on the show here. Sorry I haven't been able to talk to you yet, but Elle's much better at talking than I am anyway, so you haven't missed much, if that helps. Cody, my question for you is, or one of them anyway, is obviously you train at American Top Team in Coconut Creek with Elle and a lot of other people that we know. And everybody that I've spoken to, whether it's on the show or wherever else we've spoken to them, they absolutely rave about the atmosphere and the environment and the culture at American Top Team. It really, apparently, it's got that real family feel, and it's got that feel of iron sharpens iron. My question for you is, what's your, and I know obviously Elle's here, so I know obviously you're going to have an opinion, but what do you think of American Top Team? Do you feel like you found like the perfect environment for you? And do you feel that like they're able to get the best out of you? What's your opinion in training in Florida?
Yeah, 100%. As I've been here for 6 years, and it's like, man, love these dudes. You know what I mean? I train with them every day, and they when we step on the mat, we're not the same people. We try to win every second of every round, and yeah, that's what pushes you to be better. Like me and Pantoja, we spar, and we it's a fight. It's hard, and he pushes me to be better, and I push him to be better in the things that he needs to work on, and vice versa. And not only that, it's the structure. If class is supposed to start at 11, it starts at 11. People aren't coming in late. It's a tight, structured, well-run machine, really.
Yeah. No, 100%.
Yeah.
I agree. It's more professional than any other gym setting I think I've ever been in.
Yeah, you got classes in the evenings. You got hard work in the morning, and then people hold you accountable. People aren't cutting their fingernails. Coach is gonna say something. Yo, what the fuck? You're a professional. Cut your fingernails. If you're walking in late every day, they say something to you, and like Coach Bruno, one of my coaches here, when I first came to this gym, man, he was on my ass, dude. He was so strict on me, like you need to learn how to defend a takedown, or just crazy. But it made me think when I went back to the dorm rooms, when I went back to the hotel, like, I'm gonna show that motherfucker one day, I'm gonna show him, and so it pushes me and motivates me. And a lot of people, they're with different groups really here, different coaches. There's a lot of coaches here. You'll be on Monday Wrestling and there'll be 3 or 4 coaches on the mat just watching people and helping out. So it's the best gym in the world.
Yeah, I mean, like I said, I'm not gonna lie, everybody I've spoken to has the exact same opinion, so you're not on an island in any way there. And the next question I have, and then I'll hand it back over to Elle, because I know she's probably got more interesting stuff to talk about. The other question I had, Cody, is, and I think you may have touched on this already, you said that you've been at American Top Team for a while now, obviously 6 years, and you were already a very good fighter before you joined ATT, but since then, and especially in the last couple of years, it seems like you've gone up a level or two. And I suppose my question is, what do you attribute most to that? Is it one particular thing? Is it just a combination of everything? What is it you think about being in Florida that really unlocks the best in you as a fighter?
Well, you got to look at it this way, Keelan. I didn't get in the UFC till I was 29 years old. I worked my ass off for my family, bought a house. I worked, I had to wake up at 6, be at work by 7, got off at 4, stayed in the gym for 2 or 3 hours, and then got home. So I was only had opportunity to train one time a day. And when I did train, I was tired as shit from working at the construction job all day. So I've always been a blue collar worker. And then, the last 4 years when I got in the UFC, I quit my job and then boom, I tore my ACL. All right. So that was it took me 10 months to recover from that. But when you tear your ACL, it takes a lot longer to recover from that as far as getting back to where you were before, it takes a year or, at least, 16 months or whatnot to get back to where you were before. And then, I've really only been training a full-time fighter for, 4 years now, but one year of that was torn ACL. So I'm just embracing the grind, man. And I'll give you another instance today. Like, I was sparring a guy that I was better than on the feet, but I knew he was really good at jiu-jitsu. And so I took him to the ground just so it'd be harder on me. You know what I mean? So I put myself in these hard situations. And as soon as I took him down, he was rolling for leg locks. So now I'm defending leg locks, and I'm like, okay, this is exactly what I didn't want, but I wanted. That's what I wanted, but I didn't want. And so I was really questioning myself after the sparring today. I was like, man, why would I do that? It's like, well, because I'm trying to get better, and I'm trying to, take myself in training to their great strengths so that I'll be aware of it in a fight.
So for you, it's really not about being content. It's about always looking for the next level and always trying to be better. And you've basically got the people around you who encourage that.
100%. I always ask Pantoja, hey, you want to spar? Hey, Victor Diaz, let's go. I try to pick the hardest rounds for me, depending on how I feel. If my body feels good, I'm not injured, or I'm not too sore where I want to get hurt, then yeah, let's test ourselves. Every day we show up to practice.
You brought up Pantoja, and I know obviously you've trained with Kyoji as well.
Yeah.
I did not get to watch Kyoji's fight because it was at like 3:00 in the morning our time. I don't know if you got to see it, but I definitely would love to hear your thoughts on Kyoji fighting outside the UFC. In my opinion, he's probably the best guy that's not in the UFC. And do you agree? Would you like to see him back in the UFC? Do you think he'll ever make that jump?
Yeah, I mean, he wants to go to the UFC. He wants to be in the UFC. Do I want to fight him in the UFC? Probably not, but I would love to see him in the UFC. And the dude's phenomenal. I was just looking at his resume Sunday, and I'm telling you, he's got a list of like 2 of those losses. He revenged 2 of those losses. So it's just like the new 135er Ka Asakura, the new signing. You know,
Yeah.
Kyoji lost to him, came back and beat him,
Knocked
and
him
then
out.
so lost to Sergio Pettis and came back and beat him. So it's like, and that's up a weight class. You know, the guy's a natural 125er now. So just amazing. I think it's 33 wins, 5 losses, revenge 2 of those losses. Shoot, that's crazy. And let me mention this: the fastest guy I've ever trained with.
I hear that
fast.
a lot. You're not the only one I've heard that from. He's definitely a very explosive athlete.
Yeah.
Yeah, man, I would love to see him come back to the UFC. I know he wants to. I hope the UFC brings him back. I think it's wild that they signed Asakura and have not re-signed Kyoji. But another name on his resume is Manel Kopp, who is fighting for what I think we all expect to be the #1 contender spot in the UFC, and he submitted Kopp. Is that a fight that you like for yourself in the future? I know I've seen him. He's been kind of in and out. He's been hurt. He's a very big flyweight, but he's also a big name in that division.
Yeah, I mean, that's my goal, to get to the top of the division. You know, I've pulled out of 1 fight because I got armbarred in the Jake Hadley short notice fight, so I had to pull out of that. And I've never missed weight. You know, I don't turn down opponents. You know, maybe the date didn't work out, but you know, we're still fighting the same guy. So it's like, man, I've won 4 out of the last 5, and I'm about to win 5 out of the last 6, and I'm just ready to start getting known. You know, I want those good fights. I want to fight them all. You know, if you offered me Manel Cape after this fight, let's go. You know, I'm not out here picking and choosing who I'm fighting. I'll fight. I enjoy fighting, and I love getting paid.
Dude, that's the most important part, right? I would love to hear your thoughts on this. You were talking about working like a blue collar job back in the day before you're in the UFC. If a young fighter approached you and they were doing the same thing, and they were going through and they were like, yeah, you know, I work in construction, I'm trying to get to the UFC, what would you tell them? Like, were you happy with the way you did things? Would you go back? Would you tell them to do something a little bit differently? How do you feel like that affected your career, and what would you tell them?
Well, I feel like mine was different. You know, I had a kid when I was 20 years old, and I did everything backwards. You know, I had to stay at home, had to give up my scholarships and just work. And, you know, I wanted to be a good dad. You know, I wanted to be the father that my father was to me, which was an excellent father. And that was my whole goal. And then, like, I always knew that I wanted to be somebody, though. You know what I mean? And I found fighting, and I was just like, yeah, this is it. So, you know, although I was making a killing at my job, I was just like, I wasn't happy. Like, I literally was so excited when I got off. I clocked out and I went straight to the gym. I was like, here we fucking go. I'm about to punch somebody in the face now. You know, that's what excited me. And to this day, like, I'm just grateful and happy to like, I get excited going in there for a sparring day, you know, like, I don't show it outside, but inside I'm like, yeah, let's fucking go, baby. You know, I'm ready to go. So it's just like who I am. Like, I love what I do now. And so, you know, when I made it to the UFC and I got it tatted on me right here, the time 10:35 is when I got the phone call and my dreams came true. Like, all the hard work I put in, I finally fucking did it. And yeah, man, I'm just grateful. I'm full of gratitude. And to answer your question, I would just tell them, you know, you gotta sacrifice everything. You know, that's what I did. I didn't go party on Friday nights. I had to be at work on Saturday morning, and then I had to go train. So it was literally 5-6 days a week that I was working and I was training. So, and then even on Sundays I would train. So.
Oh no. We lost Cody. Oh, you're back. We lost you for a second.
Yeah, I did everything I could to you know, make this goal happen, and it was I was kind of boring, you know. all my friends out partying. Yo, y'all come party. Nah, man, I'm good, you know. But don't get me wrong, I like to party, but I mean, you know, business first and pleasure second.
There's plenty of time for that later, right?
Yeah,
Cody,
exactly.
I got a quick question for you, because you just gave us a really good story there about your origins and how you came up through the game, basically. If you could go back with hindsight, looking back at your journey, everything you've been through up until this point, until you are speaking to us today, if you could, is there anything you change about your path so far to get to where you're at now?
Man, I would have just. I don't think at this point in time, it is what it is. I don't think I'll really change anything, but I just wish I could have had my 20s focusing on fighting. I mean, how good could I be, you know, with my mindset, and, you know, I just know that I can make it to the top. But, you know, sometimes I question myself, like, man, how good could I be if I was training in my 20s and had this available and just focused on fighting, you know, because it's been 4 years, but really 3 years because I tore my ACL. So it's all good though. As long as I win my fight July 20th, none of that matters. You know what I mean? I'm here at practice. I see my opponent show up at practice. He ain't been here in a few days. I don't know what's wrong with him. He might have a ear infection or staph infection or something. I don't know. But yeah, I'm here, and I'm ready to go July 20th.
Hey, listen, you spoke there about wondering how good you could have been, you know, if you'd have had your 20s to focus on this. Listen, Cody, with the way the UFC is, you beat Bruno Silva and you maybe beat Manel Cape, you may well get that chance. You never know. I mean, we've seen stranger stories. Don't write yourself off just yet, because you may well get that chance one day. I mean, we saw Steve Erceg in Rio get his chance. Who's to say you won't get one? I'd like to see you get your chance.
What does that look like? Are you would you fight Pantoja if he was still holding the belt at that point in time?
At this point in my career, I would have to, because he'd fight me. There's no difference.
Yeah.
You know, not somebody I want to fight. I'm inspired by that guy, you know. I've been training with him since 2018. You know, he's done a lot of shit for me, and man, he's a great person. You know, he's a great dad, a great husband, and everything I inspire to be. You know, so but business is business, and if we had to, we have to. And he would say the same thing.
Yeah. No, yeah, I get it.
On a more positive note, Cody, July 20th, Bruno Silva, big fight for you, as you've said. How do you get this one done, Cody? Where do you see your strengths? I'm not expecting you to give the whole game plan away, because obviously I would never expect you to do that. But are there particular areas where you think you're better than him, areas where he's weaker than you? How does Cody Durden get this done on July 20th?
Yeah, July 20th, I'm going to step in the cage and I'm going to stare him down from across the cage with both eyes. And then I'm going to run out and I'm going to do a Superman punch to a left hook. And then, like, I'm going to leave my thumb out so it goes right in his eye. And then I'm going to kick him right in the damn nuts. I mean, it's going to be nasty. You know what I'm saying? And he's going to fall, and the referee didn't see the nut shot. You know what I mean? And then I'm going to hit him right in his chin, and he's going to be asleep. And I'm going to go home with a $50,000 bonus.
Cody
Dave,
if you don't turn that into a reel immediately, I'm
100%. I already got it. Cody's had 3 things. I'm writing numbers here. Cody's absolute money, like always. But man, Cody, we appreciate you immensely. I got 3 people in the green room. I'm sending links out. We're a busy show. We're a good show right now. We love it. But Cody, man, appreciate you a lot. I know this was on late notice. We really do appreciate you, brother.
Hey, thank y'all. Have a good one. Thank you, Keelan.
Awesome.
Thank you. Bye.
Thanks, Cody.
Thank you.
Awesome. Keelan, my man, appreciate you as well.